Welcome. I'm Kisha Barnes, your local real estate expert in the Maryland, D.C. metro area. I specialize in residential sales and purchases, and international property specialist, short sale specialist, and creating the dream of homeownership as a housing opportunity specialist. It is my goal to guide and advise my clients as they create memories as homeowners. So before we jump into it, please take some time to hit the subscribe button below and turn on your notifications. If you would like to subscribe to my newsletter, you may find that link below as well. I have my notes right here. I don't want to keep you too long, so let's get started. Let's jump into it. So, contrary to what the media portrays, the real estate market is running hot. It may seem like it's not after being inundated with news reports or headlines that spark fears. Like even your boy Elon jumped into the chat, right? The problem with the doom and gloom analysis is many are comparing current figures to those during the pandemic. I like to call the pandemic years the housing market's unicorn years. Unicorn years are like no other. They're unusual and are unlikely to occur again, at least for a while, right? That's why we call it unicorn. Yes, the market is causing some confusion, but I'm here to share some insight on what is taking place. I know the recurring questions many of you have are why mortgage rates are what they are, and if we'll see them drop down to the three or fours again, right? We have been riding the wave of rate increases. It's been heavy. I'll tell you though, we're not really experiencing unprecedented high interest rates, but we're experiencing higher interest rates in comparison to what we experienced during the unicorn years. A 3% rate is not the norm, and a 7% rate is actually sitting in the middle. So, to understand why interest rates are where they are, we have to discuss the spread between the 30-year fixed mortgage rate and the 10-year treasury yield. So, I'm about to drop a little bit of knowledge here. So the 30-year fixed mortgage rate is largely influenced by the supply and demand for mortgage-backed securities. Mortgage-backed securities are investment products similar to bonds. Each mortgage-backed security consists of a bundle of home loans and other real estate debt bought from the banks that issue them. So the investors who buy a mortgage-backed security is essentially lending money to home buyers. Demand for mortgage-backed securities help determine the spread between the 10-year treasury yield and the 30-year mortgage rate. So historically, the average spread between the two is 1.72%. So last Friday, the mortgage rate was 6.92%. And as of this recording of this video, the 10-year treasury yield is 3.8%. That makes the spread 3.12% or 1.4% over the norm. For 50 years, the 10-year treasury yield and the 30-year mortgage rate moved in unison. So this large of a spread is unusual. So as George Vratu, chief economist at Keeping Current Matters, explains, the only time the spread approached or exceeded 300 basis points were during periods of high inflation or economic volatility like those seen in the early 1980s or the great financial crisis of 2008-2009. This graph shows how the spread has come down after each peak. So this is good. It's good news. There's room for the mortgage rates to improve today. To answer the question as to why interest rates are higher, there's more risk with investing in mortgage-backed securities today. The risk is heavily influenced by broader market conditions like inflation, fear of recession, Fed rate hikes, and an attempt to lower inflation, and headlines that have been creating negative narratives about home prices. Experts such as Odita Kushi, deputy chief economist at First American, advise it's reasonable to assume that the spread and therefore mortgage rates will retreat in the second half of the year if the Fed takes its foot off the monetary tightening pedal and provides investors with more certainty. However, it's unlikely that the spread will return to its historical average of 170 basis points. So that's 1.7% or 1.72%, as some risks are here to stay. So, with that said, as your trusted real estate advisor, I don't have a crystal ball to share where rates will land, but I can say when the fear investors feel has eased, mortgage rates will begin to moderate as the year goes on. Sorry. In short, we will be here for a while, and that's okay. When it comes to purchasing a home, it means we will have to game plan, be strategic, and evaluate all of available resources that fit your individual needs. I discuss home prices within the region and the DMV area shortly, specifically Prince George's County as an example. I want to quickly show you how negative media reports influence people's perception of the market. So, Fannie Mae conducted a survey at the end of 2022, And it shows 37% of Americans believe that in 2023, we will see a drop in home values. Guess what? I'm here to tell you that's not true of the Maryland, D.C. metro area. We have seen consistent appreciation. Since June hasn't concluded, we can only look at May 2023 housing data. So keep that in mind. If we look at sales price in the Mid Atlantic region and also in Prince George's County, month over month, median sales price has increased and average sales price has increased throughout the region and remains steady in Prince George's County. In comparison to May 2022, the May 2023 median sales price has an increase of 2.2% in Prince George's County and 0.3% in the region. The median days on market sits at 7 days within the Mid Atlantic region and 10 days within PG County. As you can see, days on market was highest in January. There has been a significant decrease in days on market since. We are seeing multiple offer situations and we are seeing a number of buyers competitively shortening their contingencies. So resale inventory still remains low, but builders are taking advantage of this opportunity to build new homes as well. On average, sellers in the region are receiving 101.4% over asking price, and in PG County, sellers are seeing 100.9%. So 100.9% in PG County over asking price. So as a buyer, we can see that the list price is the starting price. When speaking with both buyers and sellers in this market, my advice has been to not become emotionally attached to list price. Overpricing is still an issue for some. Sellers will see homes sit longer and revisiting pricing strategy with their realtor. In the region, we're seeing 1.42 months of inventory, so less than a month and a half worth of inventory in the region. In PG County, we are seeing slightly over a month of inventory at 1.08. This is a 30% increase since May 2022. We saw similar numbers in July 2022. So going into the summer months, we may see a slight slowdown in sales since vacation season is in full swing and kids are out of school. We didn't see a slowdown during the unicorn years, but the market is returning to its normal pattern, so the typical seasonal patterns are expected. What does this mean for the region? Well, the data shows that interest rates did not knock any steam out of the local market. The market has slowed down some, and so the market has slowed down some in that we aren't seeing as many sellers list homes. Both buyers and sellers in the area have resolved that interest rates are what they are for now, and they have the option to refinance later. And some people are relocating to areas around or outside of the DMV area because of opportunity, convenience, or to be closer to family. If sellers would like to see the best offers presented on their homes, you may want to consider doing some home touch-ups or taking care of deferred maintenance. However, there's still the option to sell as is. All in all, it's important to list your home at the price point in which the market says it's worth. Again, do not become emotionally attached to list price. For buyers, we are still in a competitive seller's market. So generally, 4 to 6 months is a balanced market. More than 6 is a buyer's market. And well, as you can see, less than 4 is a seller's market. So understand list price may be your start price depending on the situation. When interest rates go down, we tend to see home values increase as more individuals will jump into the market. The law of supply and demand is in play. More demand and lower inventory usually mean an increase in cost. Also, it's possible to see an increasing number of offers with that an increasing number of offers on homes with that scenario. So look at what happens. Look at or consider what happened when we dropped down to 6%. If you wait and interest rates go up, your cost of purchasing a home would be more than it was 6 or 12 months ago. So if interest rates remain the same, home values may continue to increase, and you will lose out on that appreciation. Consider your goals and what's most important to you as a homeowner: comfortability and quality of life. It was great speaking with you. If you believe this video added some value and insight, please hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications to receive more market news and area updates. And be sure to share because sharing is caring, and we all want to be informed on what's going on in these real estate streets.